Hello, I'm Instructor Thompson and welcome to Metro's Basic Bus Maneuvers. In this video, you will learn how to safely complete right and left turns, intersection operation, spotting the bus in a bus zone, railroad crossings, and freeway operation. You will also learn some intermediate maneuvers such as a pivot turn, 7 and out, and offset turns. When operating a bus, it is the operator's responsibility to prioritize safety, use good judgment, and common sense. Another important aspect of the job is to expect the unexpected and to be vigilant of the errors of other roadway users. Let's first learn how to identify the different types of intersections you will be encountering while operating a bus. There are many different types of intersections that you will come across. You must be able to identify the intersection on approach in advance in order to apply the correct technique. Ideal intersections are intersecting roadways that have 90-degree angles at the corners. Offset intersections cross at an angle and have wide and sharp angles at the corners. It is commonly referred to as a crooked or slanted intersection. What kind of intersection is this? How about this one? Now that we've learned how to identify intersections, let's begin with an ideal right turn. Due to the length of the bus, the location of the front tires, and the position of the right side mirror, right turns are the most dangerous maneuvers to make. On approach to an intersection when making a right turn, activate the right turn signal approximately 100 feet before the intersection. Cover the service brake and scan the intersection left, right, and left for any potential hazards and pedestrians. Before turning, scan for cross traffic and vehicles attempting to make a turn in front of the bus. Scan from the far side corner to the near side corner and look over your shoulder onto the curb for pedestrians and bicyclists approaching or stepping off the sidewalk. Position the bus 3 to 4.5 feet from and parallel to the curb. When the right side clearance is attained, the operator has protected the right side of the bus, discouraging other vehicles from attempting to pass on the right side. As the bus pulls forward, align the center of the door to the curb line of the street the bus is turning onto. Begin the turn by easing off the service brake and turning as needed. Gently applying and releasing the service brake may be necessary to maintain a safe speed through the turn. Travel no more than 10 miles per hour using the hand-over-hand steering method while scanning mirrors and checking blind spots. Lean forward and scan to the right. Halfway through the turn, briefly glance to the left to check for vehicles, then back to the right to check for pedestrians in the crosswalk. The speed of the bus has a direct effect on its ability to complete turns. Therefore, the speed of the steering should match the speed of the bus. Slower speed produces a sharper turn and allows you to precisely maneuver the bus, and faster speed produces a wider turn. Under normal conditions, we would never turn wide into the center dividing line. This action will leave the right side of the bus exposed to traffic. However, oversteering could result in the right rear tire making contact with the curb. At the completion of the turn, the bus should be 3 to 4.5 feet from and parallel with the curb of the street the bus is turning onto. When you encounter an object or parked vehicle on the street of travel that is less than 40 feet from the corner, position the bus 3 to 4.5 feet from and parallel to that object or parked vehicle. Pull forward until the center of the front door aligns with the curb line or reference point of the street the bus is turning onto. Now that we are set up for the turn, ease off the service brake and turn as needed. Gently applying and releasing the service brake may be necessary to maintain a safe speed through the turn. Travel no more than 10 miles per hour using the hand-over-hand steering method while scanning mirrors and checking blind spots. Lean forward and scan to the right. Halfway through the turn, briefly glance to the left to check for vehicles, then back to the right to check for pedestrians in the crosswalk. Complete the turn in the right curb lane, maintaining 3 to 4.5 feet from the curb. When you encounter an object or parked vehicle less than 40 feet from the corner of the street the bus is turning onto, pull forward until the center of the front door aligns with the foremost left edge of the object or parked vehicle before beginning the turn. Begin the turn by easing off the service brake and turning as needed. Gently applying and releasing the service brake may be necessary to maintain a safe speed through the turn. Travel no more than 10 miles per hour using the hand-over-hand steering method while scanning mirrors and checking blind spots. Make certain that the right rear pivot point clears the left side of the parked vehicle before straightening the bus. When approaching an intersection that you are going to make a right turn onto, look for posted road signs and pavement markings indicating multiple turning lanes. Position the bus in the farthest lane to the right. Check for traffic in the next lane. If the lane to your left is occupied, be prepared to yield the right-of-way. Turn only when it is safe to do so. When approaching an offset intersection, also known as a crooked or slanted intersection, maintain 3 to 4.5 feet from and parallel to the curb. When it is safe, line up the front bumper to the apex, which is the highest point of the curb's curvature. Begin the turn by easing off the service brake and turning as needed. Remember that the speed of the steering should match the speed of the bus. Travel no more than 10 miles per hour using the hand-over-hand steering method while scanning mirrors and checking blind spots. Lean forward and scan to the right. Halfway through the turn, briefly glance to the left to check for vehicles, then back to the right to check for pedestrians in the crosswalk. Complete the turn in the right curb lane, maintaining 3 to 4.5 feet from the curb. When obstructions, hazards, or other street conditions make it necessary to begin a right turn with less than 3 to 4.5 feet from the curb, perform a pivot turn. Position the bus 12 to 18 inches from and parallel to the curb. Pull forward and align the pivot point, which is the center of the rear tires, to the beginning of the curvature, which is where the curb starts to bend. Begin the turn by easing off the service brake and turning as needed. Gently applying and releasing the service brake may be necessary to maintain a safe speed through the turn. Travel no more than 10 miles per hour using the hand-over-hand steering method while scanning mirrors and checking blind spots. Complete the turn in the right curb lane, maintaining 3 to 4.5 feet from the curb. The purpose of a 7-and-out maneuver is to set up the bus for an ideal turn onto a narrow street after a bus stop. Service the bus stop no closer than 25 feet before reaching the corner. Begin by activating the left turn signal, scan mirrors, and check for traffic on the left side. Begin to turn the wheel away until the right front corner is 7 feet from the curb and the back right corner is 2 feet from the curb. Do not pull away from the curb at such a sharp angle that the rear corner of the bus, also known as tail swing, may strike an object on the curb or sidewalk. Move the bus forward while turning the wheel to the right until the bus is 3 to 4.5 feet from and parallel to the curb. Now you are able to complete an ideal right turn. When preparing to make a left turn, you must signal approximately 100 feet before reaching the intersection. Position the bus in the proper left turn pocket or lane. Before entering the intersection, make sure it is clear of pedestrians and oncoming vehicles. Pull forward and align your left shoulder with the center of the street you are turning onto. Be cautious. The yellow line or center island is not always the center of the street. While waiting to turn, keep front wheel straight. This will prevent the bus from being pushed into oncoming traffic if rear-ended. Once oncoming traffic is clear, begin the turn by easing off the service brake and turning as needed. Avoid sweeping or turning too soon. Instead, negotiate and square the turn as much as possible. Scan left mirror to make certain that the left rear axle clears any hazards on the left. Travel no more than 10 miles per hour using the proper steering method while scanning mirrors and checking blind spots. Briefly glance over your left shoulder to check for pedestrians. Lean forward and back to look around the pillar and mirror housing. Complete the turn in the curb lane. At times when making a left turn, vehicles may pull up past the limit line of the street you are turning onto. Once oncoming traffic is clear, begin the turn by easing off the service brake and accelerating as needed. Scan left mirror to make certain that the left rear axle clears the vehicle on the left. Complete the turn in the curb lane. If there is a vehicle parked in the curb lane, be cautious and keep the proper right side clearance after completing the turn. Before completing left turns with multiple turning lanes, look for posted road signs and pavement markings. Position the bus in the farthest lane to the right. Check traffic in the next lane. If the lane to your left is occupied, be prepared to yield the right-of-way and finish the turn in the curb lane. Turn only when it is safe to do so. As you enter the intersection, don't start to turn until you reach the reference point. Negotiate the turn and complete at a 90-degree angle whenever possible. Accelerate as needed. Always square your turns for safety and avoid sweeping turns. When making a left offset turn, identify the center of the street you are turning onto. Begin to pull forward until the front bumper and the center of the street you are turning onto lines up at a 90-degree angle. Make sure not to go past the reference point, as you may turn too wide and be unable to complete the turn. Complete the turn into the right curb lane. A high percentage of accidents happen at intersections. Avoid entering an intersection if the entire bus will not make it completely across. Failure to clear the entire intersection constitutes as gridlock and is against the law. To minimize the risk when approaching an intersection, begin to reduce your speed approximately 100 feet before the crosswalk by covering the service brake. Turn your head left, right, left, observing traffic signals and scanning the intersection for hazards. Be prepared to make a smooth stop if necessary. Once halfway through the intersection and safe to do so, gradually accelerate. After stopping at a stop sign, check left, right, and left again before entering the intersection. When more than one vehicle arrives at the intersection at the same time, the vehicle on the left should yield the right-of-way to the vehicle on the right. Never insist on the right-of-way. Proceed when safe to do so. One of the major tasks that an operator has in any typical day is making a bus stop. You must be prepared to stop at each designated bus stop when requested to do so or when customers are waiting to board. When preparing to make a near-side bus stop, scan the bus zone ahead for any hazards. Activate the right turn signal at least 100 feet before the bus stop while maintaining 3 to 4.5 feet from the curb or any hazards on the right side. Start gradually turning toward the curb. When the right front corner of the bus reaches the point closest to the curb, turn the steering wheel to the left as needed. Guide the front right corner of the bus along the edge of the curb until it is parallel within 12 to 18 inches from the curb, or up to 24 inches if using the wheelchair ramp. Check the outside right mirror to make sure that the bus is parallel with the curb. If necessary, make adjustments with the steering wheel just before the bus comes to a complete stop in order to assure it is parallel to the curb and all doors are free from any obstructions. Use the door control handle to open all doors and scan mirrors to observe passengers boarding and alighting safely. Keep left hand on door control handle and observe doors for last-minute patrons until doors are completely closed. Before departing the bus zone, activate the left turn signal, scan both sides of the bus by looking left and right using mirrors and checking blind spots for pedestrians. Scan the left side again using mirrors and briefly glance over your left shoulder to check blind spots. When safe, begin to pull forward by easing off the brake, then gradually turn the steering wheel and merge into the street. When approaching a far side bus stop, activate the right turn signal halfway through the intersection. This avoids giving the impression to surrounding vehicles and pedestrians that the bus is going to make a right turn. You may now start gradually turning toward the curb. When the right front corner of the bus reaches the point closest to the curb, turn the steering wheel to the left to begin positioning the bus parallel to the curb. Pull forward until the wheels are within 12 to 18 inches from the curb, or up to 24 inches if using the wheelchair ramp. Check the outside right mirror to make sure that the bus is parallel with the curb. If necessary, make adjustments with the steering wheel just before the bus comes to a complete stop in order to assure it is parallel to the curb and all doors are free from any obstructions. Use the door control handle to open all doors and scan mirrors to observe passengers boarding and alighting safely. Keep left hand on door control handle and observe doors for last-minute patrons until doors are completely closed. Before departing the bus zone, activate the left turn signal, scan both sides of the bus by looking left and right using mirrors and checking blind spots for pedestrians. Scan the left side again using mirrors and briefly glance over your left shoulder to check blind spots. When safe, begin to pull forward by easing off the brake, then gradually turn the steering wheel and merge into the street. When preparing to make an obstructed bus stop, activate the right turn signal approximately 100 feet before the bus stop while maintaining 3 to 4.5 feet from the curb or any obstruction on the right side. When approaching the obstruction, slow down before entering the bus zone, and when the center of the right rear tire, the pivot point, is in line with the front foremost part of the obstruction, start gradually turning to the curb. When servicing a far side bus stop behind a parked vehicle, make sure to stop the bus no less than 10 feet behind that vehicle. Activate the right turn signal halfway through the intersection. This avoids giving the impression to surrounding vehicles and pedestrians that the bus is going to make a right turn. You may now start gradually turning toward the curb. When the right front corner of the bus reaches the point closest to the curb, turn the steering wheel to the left to begin positioning the bus parallel to the curb. Pull forward until the wheels are within 12 to 18 inches from the curb, or up to 24 inches if using the wheelchair ramp. Check the outside right mirror to make sure that the bus is parallel with the curb and all doors are free from any obstructions. Use the same procedure when departing the bus zone. However, make certain that the right rear pivot point clears the left side of the parked vehicle before straightening the bus. When approaching a railroad crossing, operators must use extreme caution at all times. On the last 100 feet of approach, activate the right turn signal and do not exceed 15 miles per hour whether the tracks are in or out of service. Bring the bus to a complete stop, no less than 15 feet and no more than 50 feet from the nearest rail, while maintaining 3 to 4.5 feet of clearance on the right side. Activate hazard lights. Open the driver's side window as well as front doors. Scan in both directions and listen for any sign of a train. If clear, first close doors, then proceed across the tracks under 15 miles per hour while scanning. Once the bus clears the last rail, you may cancel hazard lights. At no time should a stop be made with any portion of the bus extending on or over the tracks. You must not proceed across any railroad crossing while the warning lights are flashing, or go through or around any railroad gate while it is closed or closing. If the crossing gate and or warning lights are active and no train is in sight, you must contact BOC to request Metro supervisory assistance. When preparing to enter the freeway, activate turn signals 150 feet before merging. Use your mirrors and turn your head to check blind spots. Adjust your speed to the flow of traffic. Merge smoothly into the lane and then cancel your turn signal. Maintain the proper following distance by using the 4-second rule for speeds under 40 miles per hour and the 5-second rule for speeds over 40 miles per hour. Add 1 second for each adverse condition. Scan mirrors and look ahead for traffic hazards. The lane furthest to the left and right can present more hazards. Vehicles traveling at a high rate of speed in the fast lane and merging traffic can cause hazards. Lane changes are the most dangerous maneuvers you can make while on the freeway. Check the following distance between your bus and the vehicle in front. Check for proper spacing before moving into another lane. Activate the turn signal, scan your mirrors, and look over your shoulder to check blind spots. Merge smoothly while scanning mirrors, maintain proper following distance, and cancel the turn signal once the bus is completely in the intended lane of travel. Avoid reducing your speed when changing lanes unless necessary. The recommended lane to travel in is the second lane from the right. Use good judgment when choosing your lane of travel. Never operate side by side with any large vehicles. If a large vehicle is keeping pace with the bus, remove your foot from the accelerator and allow that vehicle to advance. When traveling on the freeway, make sure to scan all mirrors frequently. This helps you verify the bus is not swerving and maintain the proper lane position. Use good judgment and common sense to manage the space around the bus. Always be aware of the vehicles traveling alongside you. When approaching a roadway curvature, slow down before entering. Cover the brake and maintain your speed. Accelerate smoothly as you pass the midpoint of the curve. When exiting the freeway, position the bus in the correct lane well before the exit. Activate the turn signal 250 feet before the exit and maintain a safe speed. As you enter the off-ramp, begin slowing down by letting up on the accelerator and covering the service brake. Speed limits posted are for cars. Buses may need to go slower. This video was created to teach you the fundamentals of approaching and proceeding through intersections, safely completing turns, servicing bus stops, crossing railroad tracks, and freeway operation. Understanding the basics on how to perform these tasks will enable you to keep the bus under control at all times. Keep in mind that all intersections are not the same, and driving conditions can change. Following these basic maneuvers, using good judgment and common sense will help you safely operate the bus and prevent accidents. Thank you for watching and have a safe day.